Hello and good day, Pre-Algebra. We are here to talk about COFitty-Five, no doubt your favorite objective that we've covered so far. And this is going to be about finding a percent of decrease. And if you think back to CO54, where we found a percent of increase, well, the opposite of increase is decrease. And so this objective is going to have some connections back to 54, but ultimately just kind of be the opposite of what we did there. So like 54, we've got three situations here, and I'm going to work through each of them with you. And we are only going to focus on one method for doing so. It connects very well with CO54, and it's the most efficient way to get there. So the first situation, last week you talked on the phone for 600 minutes. You want to decrease that by 35%. And the question is, how many minutes will you talk on the phone this week? Last week, 600 was too much. You want to decrease that by 35%. So what is that going to work out to minutes talked to on the phone for this week? The original price of a video game is $58. This week it's on sale for 25% off. We've all experienced sales before, right? 25% discount. You have a coupon for 5% off, 10% off, or whatever. In this case, we have an original price, a fixed price, 58, and we get to take some money away from that. And so how much will the video game cost after that discount? Then as goalie of your hockey team, you gave up 3.7 goals per game last season. And this season, your goal is to decrease that by 24%. Right? So you set a personal goal for yourself, decrease your goals per game given up by 24%. How are you going to calculate that? Okay? So looking at this second method here of finding the new total directly, that's the one that we're going to focus on. So see if I can get all three on here again. I'll just remember 600 minutes, 35%. So there we go. In CO54, when we found an increase, what did we do? We took the original value and we added the percent to 100% and multiplied. So you don't have to write this down today, but just as kind of a recap of 54, if we wanted to, if we started with 70 and we wanted to increase that by, say, 65%, what we did was we added 100% to 65%, and we multiplied 70 by 165%. Right? That 100% gave us the original 70 back, and we're increasing that by 65%, which is as a decimal. The actual calculation you would do in your calculator is 70 times 1.65, 165% as a decimal. For a decrease, it's going to kind of be just the opposite. Instead of adding 65% to 100%, we would subtract 65%. From 100%, because think about it. You know, we want to, our actual goal. So you can start to write these notes down here. What we want to do for our phone goal here is to decrease 600 by 35%. Okay, decrease 600 by 35%, which means we want to talk for less than 600 minutes the following week or month or whatever it was. Okay, if we changed nothing, we would, and you don't have to write this down yet, so I'll cue you in on when you have to write stuff down again here. But if we changed nothing, we would multiply 600 by 100%, which is the same thing as 600 times 1, which is 600. Okay, we are still talking 100% of the minutes we talked last week, 600, nothing changed. If we wanted to increase this amount, we would add to 100% because that will give us more. But we want to decrease from this amount. So here's what we're going to do, and you can write this part down now. We're going to take 600 times 100% minus 35%. Because we're starting at 100%, that's our original 600, and we're decreasing that by 35. So what does that end up being? Well, 100% minus 35% is 65%, just 100 minus 35. and 35% is a decimal, sorry, 65% as a decimal, gives us 600 times 0.65. Okay, 600 times 0.65, which, when you do that in a calculator, is 390, which is our answer. We only want to talk on the phone for 390 minutes. If you get an answer that is greater than 600, you know you've done something wrong here, right? Because that's talking for more than 600. We want to decrease that time. We want to talk for less. So the key for COFitty-Five is whatever percentage that you want to decrease by, you're going to subtract that percentage from 100% and then multiply by what you get. 100% minus 35% gave us 65%. We multiplied 600 by the decimal version of that, 0.65, and we got our answer. Okay? This next one, the video game. Essentially, we want to decrease 58, which is the original price, by 25%. Okay? Now, I'm going to kind of walk through the same logic here, albeit a little bit quicker. If we paid full price for this game, we would pay 100% of the price, correct? If there's no sale, you pay all of the $58, 100% of it. But there is a sale, so we get to take 25% off of 100%. So we're not paying full price, we're paying 25% less than that. Which means that we're actually paying 75% of the original price, right? Because we took 25% off the original price, which means there's 75% left to pay. So 58 times 75%, or 58 times 0.75, and that ends up equaling $43.50, which is our answer. Again, walk through that process here. How does the percent that we're decreasing by fit into the equation that we use to answer it? We're decreasing by 25%, which means we subtract 25% from 100%, and we multiply our original by the decimal value of that. It's the same thing that we did in the first one. Okay? Third one. We want to decrease 3.7 by 24%. Okay, so kind of similar numbers as the last one, 24%, 25%, similar there. But if we made no change, if we gave up exactly as many goals as we did the year before, right? It's like we're multiplying 3.7 by 100%. We gave up 100% of the goals that we gave up last year. Nothing changed. But what we want is to give up 24% less than last year. So we're subtracting 24% from 100%. See the connection here? Okay. The percent that we're decreasing by, excuse me, sneezed. The percent that we're decreasing by gets subtracted from 100%. And what does that leave us with? It leaves us with 76%. Because what we're saying here is we want to give up 76% of the goals we gave up last year. Right? It's unrealistic to say, I'm not going to give up any goals this year. That's not going to happen. Right? But to set a goal for yourself, of just less than last year, 24%. And then the decimal value of 76%, we're multiplying 3.7 by 0.76. And so we're looking for a goals against average this year of 2.812, We'll round that to 2.8 goals per game. That's respectable, right? That's like NHL caliber there, okay? So that's the gist of COFitty-Five. Whatever the percent that we're decreasing by gets subtracted from 100%, and then that value gets multiplied. The decimal version gets multiplied by our original, because if we take 35% away from 100%, we have 65% left. If we take 25% away from 100%, we have 75% left. And if we take 24% away from 100%, we have 76% left. All right, tomorrow in class, we will work through COFitty-Five. That's going to be your ticket out of the room there. So have these notes written, any questions prepared for tomorrow, and you can work on the assignment during class. Thanks, folks. Have a great day. That's How You Math. And don't forget to like and subscribe.